Today, we're comparing some of the newest hybrid and EV models to see if it's time to finally ditch that gas guzzler, starting with...
All right, guys, today we are looking at the very first street legal tank, the Tesla CyberTruck. This thing is bizarre. So we're gonna take a look at this, see what we like, see what we don't like, see what you like, and go from there. I'm Peter from Fraz Auto Sales. Let's dive into this thing. I'm a little bit speechless on this car. I get truck, tank, whatever you want to call it, because I really don't know anything about it. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at it just like you are. This thing looks ridiculous. Like we're surrounded by, there's a Hummer, which you thought was a tank. This thing looks like way more than a tank than that does. Really cool, crazy LED light thing on the front, which is neat. We can light that thing up after. Look at the size of the windshield on this thing. Like this is a $5,000 windshield wiper here, maybe more, because it's just, you know, bigger than my 6-foot wingspan. And it's funny, barely still covers your passenger side, we've noticed here too. I can only tell you what it's like to drive it because I've driven it around already. It is pretty gnarly because of the 4-wheel steering. We'll take a look at that too. Like, doesn't even have door handles on the car. You know, I know that's pretty normal for the Tesla stuff. You just press this little icon here that has a little light on it. There's your door open, right? Same thing with the rear door. Now this one's a little different visually because you have your stainless steel look to it usually, which all the other ones you can see come as, which you can see inside the doors. But this one's just wrapped in matte black, gives it a little bit different feel. These wheels look like something out of a, you know, the moon crawler from Mars or whatever you want to call that thing. Like, look at this. I'm not sure really how, if you pop a tire on the side of the road, maybe this thing just pops off. I don't know, maybe you know, but we're just gonna keep checking out what we see. This was just driven, so granted it's a bit dirty, so grant me some slack on that one. This is kind of neat though. I mean, I don't know if people like this or not, but this is this big tonneau cover thing. You have like a tailgate on it, just like an actual pickup truck, but then you also have a power folding tonneau thing that slides up, which is kind of neat, you know? Ton of room back here. Like you could put a ton of stuff in this thing. And it's got some kind of, I guess, like a rhino guard or rocker guard on it, just like a pickup truck would have. Actually, I don't know if there's any, maybe this stuff opens up too. Oh, look at that. There you go, cool. So you have a little bit of an extra space if you want there, which is really slick. One thing to notice too is, which is neat, is once you slide this all the way up, we actually do have a window back there, like a rear windshield, which you can actually see through. So it's kind of weird because if you have this cover on, I'm not really sure what purpose that serves. Maybe just to make sure that your stuff doesn't go anywhere. I don't know, like I'm not really sure. One thing's for sure, it's pretty dang cool. I'm sure there's mixed opinions on if you like it or not, or whether it's gonna sell great or hold up well, but visually, it's like nothing else you see on the road. That's for damn sure. We'll jump into the interior. I'll show you how the wheels move back and forth. One thing that's strange when you're driving it. All right, well, now that we've hopped into this thing, we can just take a look around and see what's going on. I don't know about the white personally on here, this kind of white dash area. That's super sensitive to dirt, I would imagine. Maybe it's really easy to wipe, I don't know. I can't imagine your jeans not staining them or whatever else, but this got a very similar feel to most of the other Teslas, the giant screen, which is really cool. Shows your Cybertruck there, which looks really neat. Steering wheel is almost like a yoke steering wheel from some of the plaids, or like, you know, if you want to order anything that's plaid, has that kind of yoke feel steering wheel to it. At least this one has a top half. Like the yokes, they don't have anything to grab onto, so you're kind of going hand over hand. One thing that's really weird that I find about driving this car is that when you turn your steering wheel, like in a normal conventional car, you're gonna have hand over hands, right? This in the Tesla, the Cybertruck, that's full locked. That's as far as the wheels go. So that turns the entire thing all the way. There's no need to go multiple turns. So the only strange part is minor adjustments make the car move quite a lot. Like you can see right now, look, we're shaking the whole car. It's like that doesn't happen in a normal car, but this is just really strange, really neat. So as far as being out there or being like different, man, Elon, you nailed this one. It's really gnarly. You don't have in the other Teslas, I guess in some of the Model S's, whatever, they have the drives down here. You press drive, reverse, whatever else. And this one, it's done on the screen right here. There's a little symbol of, you know, the truck here to put forward. You just slide your finger up, and that would go into reverse, or that's drive, there you go. And then same thing for reverse, you just slide right back down all the way to the bottom. and then all your cameras turn on, which look really cool. Yeah, this is all pretty similar user face to the others. This is neat though. You can change the ride height and do your all your controls for your headlights, glove box, all that kind of stuff done through here. Dynamics, the type of drive you want to do. Yeah, this is just very similar to the other, like any of the other Teslas that I've driven. Of course, it's a Cybertruck, so it's a little bit different, but the main thing about this is the exterior. Look how big the panoramic roof is, all glass, which is kind of cool too. One thing would suck for sure is if you had to be the guy detailing this car, like I don't know how the heck you're gonna how are you gonna clean down here? That'd be insanely bad and awkward to do. So I don't know if that'd be a downfall, or maybe Tesla's gonna make a giant broom type thing to like wipe that with, like I don't know. It does have an Alcantara roof liner, which is pretty slick too. And this very futuristic looking light. Oh, that was cool, look at that. You can just press on the edges of these and you can brighten them up. So that's pretty neat. We'll hop into the back, take a look. This is pretty neat. So what we got in the back here, pretty spacious, pretty roomy. I don't know what this would cost to get this replaced if this ever cracked or something fell on it, but I'm sure it wouldn't be cheap. Love this rear screen here, which is really nice. So I guess it gives you your options to turn on the rear heated seats, which is cool. And I think I've been told you can watch, yeah, so you can, there's all your media through there, Netflix, everything else, man, like that's cool. So you can drive around as the rear passenger. Kind of a different twist on, instead of having the back of the headrest DVDs like you see in most rear entertainment systems that come in others, you got a drink holder through the middle section here, which is nice. Again, that window in the back is completely useless right now. I mean, I can't see anything, but I bet when that cover is open, I guess at least you can see through the back. Maybe it helps if you put that down for reversing, if you not want to use a camera and you go old school with the rear view mirror. Yeah, all in all, pretty clean little back seat of this thing. Let's keep on moving around. All right, guys, let's take a look at Tesla's trunk, AKA the frunk. Oh, there it goes. Automatic opening on this thing. Kind of cool, I guess. You could throw some extra stuff in here. A little bit of room for if you don't want to throw your bag in the back or whatever else, having it bounce around. Just checking to see if any of this stuff opens up, I guess. I'm not sure if it does or not, but you got your mobile, the connector or charger there, which is cool. Kind of almost like the automated trunk like you would on any other car, but you just press that button right there and down she goes. Soft close frunk right there. All right, guys, well, again, I'm Peter from Fraz Auto Sales. Don't forget to like and subscribe our stuff. And I gotta go drop this truck back off to RoboCop because it just seems like it's fitting for him. But check out this horn when we leave. What a bizarre car. Now, if you're like me, you haven't quite warmed up to the electric car, sports car market yet, but there's something about the Taycan 4S that just rubbed me the right way. So anyway, I'm Peter from Fraz Auto Sales. We're gonna jump into this thing today and take a look. Now, I think the first thing that brought my attention to the car is that it still screams Porsche when you look at it. It's got the similar curves, similar look to Porsche. That's what I really love that they kind of kept about it. Sure, it's a little bit more futuristic looking with these lights. We haven't seen a light like that yet. Kind of looks like the Porsche Macan headlights almost a little bit, or even some of the new Cayenne headlights, which is neat. It's very simple, it's very clean looking. You can still get it with all the cool colors that Porsche makes. This one in the beautiful chalk color, which is, again, one of my favorite colors. I've said that a million times, I'll say it again. Just something about the way they kept it to look kind of like a Porsche. Sometimes I see cars going down the street that I don't even know what they are. You know, Kia's making some really cool looking things look like spaceships. You know, we got all kinds of crazy different modifications of the new electric cars coming out. This one still, to me, screams Porsche. Classic Porsche emblem on the front. Kind of a new take on the lights. I'm not a huge fan of the wheels on this particular model. We've had others come in before, which got a much nicer looking, big kind of 5-star style wheel, or I know there's a few other options. Even though these are 20s, they just look a little bit small to me for some reason. Tire is pretty big, the rim looks a little small. I would like to see maybe a bigger rim, but I do still like the black accents with the silver, helps the rim stand out. And then of course the classic Porsche big brake caliper on there that really, really looks nice. Teslas have, I'm not sure if it's the same as both sides, they have charging options here and on the other side, which is great. So if you're parking in your garage, you can hit either side you want, which is really nice. Again, I forgot to jump into it right away. The most obvious thing about it, 4-door sedan. Still a sports car, but it's a 4-door. Porsche only has the Panamera other than that, which is station wagon. and then you jump right into SUVs, which is the, you know, the Cayenne and the Macan. So really cool that they have an option that's still 4-seat or 5-seat in the Taycan. So this one has 4, but you can get them with 3 seats in the back, which is a really nice option too. I love the hidden door handles. So when you lock the car, they disappear. They unlock like that. That's just exactly what it looks like on the new Porsche models, which is nice. Now, as I come to the back of the car, I love the simplicity of that nice streamlined light that's really gorgeous. The Porsche writing is kind of like futuristic looking. It's actually like, it's not just an emblem or a sticker, actually like etched in as little blocked kind of letters. Really easy trunk popping mechanism right there. Pretty cool. Makes it easy to find. I know some of the cars are tricky to know. Where do you press? What do you do? You press the emblem, you wave your foot. But this is just really simplistic to have that right there. I don't know how that would fare when it gets cold or frozen. Hopefully it doesn't change much, but still decent trunk space on this car. So it's no tough time putting groceries in or maybe some skis or whatever else you're gonna do. But again, I love the light, beautiful, gorgeous LED light that when you can unlock it, you can see these ones light up, I guess your brake lights and your signals. And so I was mentioning earlier too, we got Taycan 2022, newest models for this car. Then we go right back to a 2012 911 right there. And what I was mentioning earlier is that when you see the front lines of the fenders, they're kind of raised up. Yeah, you don't have the big circular light, but you still have the structure of that big bulky shoulders. And then when you go to the back of the car, the rear end wheel arches are nice and tall and beefy. So it looks really, really sharp. That's why I think when you come to the back of this car, you see the other wheel combinations. I just like when the back wheels are a little bit bigger. You could probably fill the wheel well out a little bit more. I'm sure if you could pan down the side here, you can see they kind of tuck into the wheel arches. But I think with the little bit bigger stance in the rear wheels, there's some other options. They look really, really, really sharp. So let's take a look at the interior of the car, see what's going on. First thing I noticed before I even get in is the seats look really nice. They got such a race spec feel to them. They're not just like a plain seat. They added some extra stitching in, which is really cool. Kind of a design where it tucks in around your head. Almost looks like a bucket seat, but it's still comfortable with the leather to be more, you know, not as rigid, not as stiff. But yeah, this is just the all black interior, which again, I think looks pretty tasteful. Look right in a way, I didn't even touch anything. It color senses that I'm in the car, which is really cool. Take a look at this passenger display. So I don't really know what that's like. Is your passenger gonna start diving through things unless they're gonna help you, you know, navigate to where you wanna go, even though he can look at something different than we're looking at, or she or whoever is gonna look at it can look at whatever they want. So that's really neat to have the option to dive through different menus and also keep this separate to, maybe they wanna change the ambient lighting or change the music or change things like that, look at the weather. That's really neat. Again, like I said at the beginning, the thing that I like about it the most is this still feels just like if you close your eyes and you open them up to not know what car you're sitting in. Other than this like kind of toggle area where you're now gear shifting here, it's still the same gear shifting apparatus that's on the new model 911s, which is right here. But again, they've placed it there. You've got a couple other driving options here with your suspension and your aromatic suspension that raises the car up and down. But again, you have the same looking door handle, same looking memory buttons, the same Bose audio system, the same steering wheel as a regular non-electric vehicle. That's what I like about it. One thing you notice with a lot of electric cars anyway, have these big glass panoramic roofs. This one's pretty nice because it's got like kind of a tint to it. So it's not like you're gonna get roasted by the sun as you're doing a road trip or whatever else, or it's gonna be too bright that you can't focus on what you're doing. I love that the cup holders show the ambient lighting colors. So you can go open the ambient light coloring options as they just change it to red. You can change it to blue. You can change it to a whole spectrum of colors, which is really cool. Control the brightness. That's nice. But I will say it's a little strange as the on buttons over here, you know, versus at least they kept it on the left side, kind of like all the Porsche ignitions are on the left side, which is cool. When you start the thing up, simple to put it in drive, you just press down, or you know, put it in reverse and press up. Gives you your 360 camera, all the fancy stuff. This one has a Premium Plus package on it, so that's what gives you this upgraded cameras, the upgraded sound system, the a couple other options that don't come on the base one. Heated and cooled seats, which is really nice. You also have this little kind of menu option thing here, which I guess is strictly for the climate control. And your heated seats, cooled seats, you can then adjust your modes here, your sport mode and whatnot, which is neat too. So they just give you a lot of option to touch stuff. So if you really like touching things, then this is a great car for you, touching buttons and navigating through. A lot of options to deal with. Heads-up display, which is really nice. A really nice looking take on the electric car, which is really cool for Porsche. And it being a sedan, let's hop in the back seat. and take a look what we got going on here. For space-wise, it's not a big back seat, I'll tell you that, but it's not the worst. It'd be like sitting in the back of a CLA or, you know, a smaller sedan from any of the other companies here. You can get the 5-passenger option, which I guess this little piece comes out and you have another seat there with another set of seat belts. With 3 people back here might be pretty squeezy, but it is what it is, I'm sure. I think that might be an option to get a little screen back here, a screen in the middle. I can't recall, but you have a fold down drink holder, which is cool. And yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty plain, but also pretty comfortable. The glass roof is pretty neat. That'd be kind of cool to look up and maybe in the night drive, you see the stars or whatever else. It's pretty cool. You don't have any kind of beams in the way like on a traditional panoramic roof that doesn't have all the open glass, which is nice, but yeah, pretty decent back seat. All right, let's have a look in the trunk, front trunk. I don't know what they call it for Porsche, but another trunk. So anyway, no engine here, obviously. There's no engine anyway, and anywhere that you can visibly see. Yeah, still some space to throw a bag or two, whatever you need to do if you don't want to use the back trunk, but this car, still being the 4S, produces a decent clip of horsepower. I think it's up in the 500 range, or just a little bit over that. Super fast, super quick. 2022 is for sale for just over 100 grand. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. If you prefer electric or you prefer gas, whatever you choose, we got both as options. Come check them out. Again, I'm Peter at Fraz Auto Sales. And don't forget to like and subscribe.